We're on. We're live.
I love being happily surprised.
There you go.
We have a character here that has been told so many times, somewhat like repeated the same thing or switcheroo.
Hmm.
And with us dealing with three Spider-Mans in our lifetime in the sense of movies, there's been others. There's been the television version. There's also a Japanese version, live action, and countless anime Spider-Man shows
Hmm.
down the wazoo, and it is relatively the same story as I mentioned. This new series on Disney Plus, season one, knocked me out because it is original, but also honors almost everything that laid before it. It kind of reminded me of Into the Spider Verse,
Kind
even
of,
though
yeah.
it's not multiverse. Da 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 Spider Man. Spider Man does whatever a spider can.
Watch out.
Game shot. What was that for?
Here comes the Spider Man.
Yes. And speaking about that, welcome to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel,
I'm a Don.
where we give a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert.
So the funny thing, this is another show that I introduced you to that you didn't know about.
No,
Cause
I knew about it. I knew about it, but I didn't know when it came out.
really, okay.
Yeah, I
Because
knew about
when
it,
I
but I know
messaged at you, point you said you weren't watching it. To be fair,
I did.
so yeah, because I said, "Are you watching this show?" You're like, "No." I
Well,
sent it
well,
as a text
yeah,
message. Yeah,
exactly. I'm not because I didn't know when it was out. So no, I'm not watching it.
yeah.
So I
No, that's why I
wasn't
said to be
lying.
fair.
I wasn't lying. But I mean, the animation, the callback to the music, the characters they give here.
Let's start from there. All right. So
Okay.
the callbacks are going to be a huge talking point about this show, right?
Oh, I
So
mean, like, yeah, there's so many Easter eggs here that for me is just so much.
true, but the
But
ones that are right in your face are clearly the animation style. It
yes,
is current with the details of the style, but it is extremely reminiscent to the 1980s Spider-Man.
1980s, I'm going even further back.
The animated series came out in 1980.
No, I'm talking about further back, 1960s, bro.
Spider-Man cartoon
Da, da, da,
aired.
da, 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 dun, 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 dun. That's not from the 80s.
So I got
Uh,
confused, and
cover.
this is my fault because on Disney Plus they have like the old version of Spider-Man, but they say it's from 1980. But it's really Spider-Man was aired in 1967 to 1970.
Yes.
That's my fault.
Yes. And it's okay. I mean, of course, the animation is updated, but you have that like the big ass glasses.
Hmm.
Of course, the hair is different, but he's like wearing, of course, a jacket, but he has like a cardigan or a sweater over another shirt, very similar to where Pat there. Now, granted, in the old show, Peter, his voice was very deep.
He wasn't a preteen. He was more like teen going into college kind of situation.
Right. And it was more of the fact like Batman that we know of today, where Bruce Wayne has a one voice and then Batman has a different voice.
Kind of, yeah.
And then you have the theme music, which is from that series,
Mixed with some new
updated.
stuff. Yeah, it's
No, of
updated.
course it's
Yeah.
updated, but that's you have right there. It's like, holy crap, that's awesome.
Hmm.
It just floored me back. And like I usually skip the credits, you know, when it has that option to skip credits.
Yes.
I didn't because every opening credit with the music
Has Easter eggs.
changes. Well, not just Easter eggs, it just changes according to the current story.
Hmm.
The costume, some of the scenarios, a little bit here and there. And then there's a different cover like you would in a comic book. It's a
Yeah.
different cover art. I noticed that on the second episode. I was like, oh, wow, that's like so cool. The whole show is almost like a live comic as well, comic book because you have the squares, the panels. There's no Mary Jane in this one. Oh, and I like that brought some DC reference in this as well. They brought in some Batman reference in
Yeah.
two things. They're called a dynamic duo, him and his best friend.
Hmm.
This moment, he has an Alfred.
Yeah. Well, his guy in the chair.
Well, is Alfred, right? Before he has Robin.
Hmm.
And you also had that in the Punisher with Microchip, right?
Yeah.
In that sense. But from DC, you have that similarities, which I thought was, I can't believe they're doing it. They're breaking like not the fourth wall, but like Daredevil did this, not Daredevil, excuse me, Deadpool did the same thing in his movies, the live action one with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
He did the same thing, referencing sometimes some callbacks to DC. And I just thought it was awesome. And I love that his best friend, you know who his best friend is, right? I mean, it's kind of obvious towards the end.
Oh, yeah. She's Sister Grimm.
She's Nico. She's from the Runaways.
That's her alias name, Sister Grimm.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Well, granted, in the show The Runaways, she doesn't have an alias. In the comics of The Runaways, she does. But yes, that is Nico Minoru.
When? Because I read the first rendition of The Runaways when they first came out. She didn't become Sister Grimm there, did she?
I don't remember in the first edition. She does. Currently, she goes by the title Sister Grimm. They have a lot of superhero characters that you don't even recognize until maybe later on. Pearl, the one that he's kind of interested in, the Filipina girl, she's Wave. She's also a superhero character. She's like from the Atlas Foundation.
Oh, okay. I like Tombstone's origin.
Yes. The way they're handling the Osborns. The way they're handling the origins of the characters is actually super cool. Some of the non-basic characters like Rhino, Unicorn, Chameleon was there.
Scorpion, Doc Ock.
Finesse.
Like the Sinister Six.
The Lizard.
Yes, as a female. But I also like it that it parallels also the MCU.
Yeah.
In another universe.
Because we got the Scorpion, Morgan?
What? No, the MCU with the Civil War.
I'm saying the Scorpion's name. I'm just saying it wrong.
Corgan.
He was in Spider-Man 2 with Tom Holland.
Yes. Huh?
No, Spider-Man 1 with Tom Holland, with the Vulture.
No, we have Shocker.
He was the one they were dealing on the boat.
Oh, it was a short one, right. But
no, what I'm thinking is the scene where, after Spider-Man 3, where... No, sorry. What I was thinking of is the scene at the end of the movie where Vulture is arrested and he meets the guy at the end of the prison.
Yes,
but that's also in number 1. It's just at the end of the movie.
Credit.
Yeah.
Right. But you have Tarantula make a scene there with the tech. You can tell by her hair and her weaponry. But to go back to the credits, like you have, like I said, they kind of go back to like honoring the original movies with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. Like you have him crawling up the wall. That's Tobey Maguire when he finds out he has the powers, And then the spider web, when it explodes, that's Andrew Garfield. And then you have the makeshift costume.
Yes.
Very similar. And then you have also, again, similar to the MCU parallel, is when we meet Peter, Aunt May is young here as well. And instead of Tony is Osborn. So almost parallels the same thing in Civil War with the introduction of Peter Parker in that movie. So, I mean, it was just so good on so many levels. And that way I was just so excited. I do have a gripe at the end, but everything that led up to it was awesome. Because I want the moment I'm talking about at the end, it says, okay, that does not make sense.
We'll get to that. Other Easter eggs, I would say, just to throw those out there, the costumes, because those are all costumes that in the comics or in some of the shows he's actually worn, or other villain characters have worn. Like the one where he's like, I wear the bee outfit with the wings. That's like Beetle.
But no, that is one of the costumes. There's a series, not a series, a story arc where he wears the Thor outfit.
He wears the one that looks like a manta ray style, like a flying monkey. Yeah,
because he's trying to hide his identity or something like that, or something will happen in his world that he had to step away from Spider-Man.
And that white outfit reminded me of the Future Foundation.
Yes, and also another variation of the video game.
Yeah.
The Easter eggs is like a mile long. Oh, again, Into the Spider-Verse. The police, PDNY. That's how the police were in there. That NYPD, New York Police Department, is the police department of New York. And Into the Spider-Verse is the same thing. I love like a twist or a creative twist of telling the origin story. I love that.
Yeah.
And the voice acting was amazing because the same kid who played Peter and Spider-Man here, he's also the voice What If series. And the guy who played Doctor Strange sounds almost exactly like Benedict Cumberbatch, but it's not him. It's another guy who does countless video game voiceovers as well as animated voiceovers. But you have Charlie Cox returning as Daredevil.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, that can't be his voice. That can't be his voice. Oh, and I wait for the credits. And I was like, "It's him!" And it's great because he's coming out with his Daredevil Reborn series.
And let's be
or-
honest, that's one of the sickest scenes when we saw Daredevil on first appear on there.
Yes, I mean it looks true, like to the old comics.
Mm-hmm.
The way the detail, yeah, I was happy. And then I saw like on people like on online, there's no way Spider-Man can be beaten by Daredevil. I said, yes, he can, especially if this Spider-Man doesn't have the experience.
Yeah.
Regardless of his spider sense.
Yeah, if he doesn't trust his spider sense as well, because like the same thing happened when he was fighting like Scorpion and whatnot. It's like, to reference Spider-Man 2 with Mysterio, he still gets hit and got if he doesn't believe and trust in his senses.
Right.
So it's not like the spider sense takes over his body, except for that scene with Doctor Strange in the third one.
Also, Endgame, you saw that his hair and his arms stick up.
That's in essence like the sense alerting him. But if he didn't look around or do anything, he still would have been surprised. So that's the idea.
But towards the end, he starts connecting with it. He starts following. He starts following his gut feelings, if you will.
Exactly.
You see that later. We see a symbiote in the first episode, and I was like, "That's kind of soon," but that also leads to what could happen in the second season.
And I kind of like the twist that they did, how they gave him his powers for me.
Yeah, but I see that's what I don't like either.
You don't like the Terminator bootstrap time theory? It's a paradox. It's not a paradox. It's bootstrap time.
His powers. He gets his powers from himself.
It's a time loop.
But the thing is, how does it get like, okay, so like what we know is a radioactive spider from Oscorp. We've seen it in the movies. We've seen it from the Into the Spider-Verse like that. That's where the origin comes from. And it's coming from Oscorp. But they take the blood from Peter when he gets beaten bad by Scorpion, and they finagle it and put the blood into the spider, which happens to fall on him. So he gives himself the powers. It makes no sense to me.
It's a time loop. Like Terminator 2, they were doing Skynet, but the machine came back. They used the technology as a way to jumpstart and start developing Skynet. Unless they do something different, Skynet's still going to go off.
True.
So
that's inevitable.
Exactly. So,
but
in the realm of multiverse, you could argue that Doctor Strange going back in time set off this verse, and that caused the loop of the idea. Time travel is a hell of a thing. You should never.
I understand, but it's just, again, he gives himself the powers. I was like, I understand what you're saying, but again, I don't understand what you're saying because it's just like it's like you're making yourself pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, they did it in Futurama. He became his own grandpa.
I didn't watch the whole series, so I don't know.
There is an episode where the main character became like.
No, I kind of believe you. That's the only thing I had issue with. That was the only thing.
Oh, that was the thing?
Yeah. In the first episode, you think the way it's presented that there's another multiverse thing where Doctor Strange and the symbiote creature come from. But it's just from the future going to the past. Okay, sure. And then now we don't know because that spider is still alive. Usually when the spider is bit,
he slaps it,
he kills it right away.
So here's the fun thing about that. When that happened, I thought, okay, Nico's going to become Spider, because I couldn't remember that she was Runaway. So I'm like, Nico's going to become Silk. I know Silk had a different name, but like she was a character that got bit and then turned, so maybe they just changed her name. They do it all the time. Nope, I was wrong about that. So there is a possibility.
Another boy.
Well, that's how Miles Morales got his powers. In the comic book, it was the same spider that bit Peter Parker that bit.
Oh no,
Miles.
I thought really, because I thought it was not the same spider, but I thought it was another spider from Oscorp that bit him.
Oh, that's true. It might have been.
But the thing is, when you see the hand grab the bag, the book bag, is a lighter skin. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a lighter Miles Morales. There's nothing wrong with that. But from what we know so far, Miles is dark skinned, Latino.
Yeah.
So that could be the case. And to my recollection, they're not in the same age as well.
No, they won't be. Silk would be about in the same age.
Now, okay, so you have the group of scientists. I know David Cho.
Amadeus Cho.
Oh, what did I say?
David Cho.
But Amadeus Cho, he becomes the Hulk, or
he becomes totally awesome Hulk, which then turns into Brawn. as his
Right.
latest alias. Mhm.
And you have a girl from Wakanda. You have another girl, Jean or Jane, something like that.
Who goes by the code name Finesse.
I don't know her at all from the series or any comic. She must be relatively new in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Finesse myself. And Asha, she is from Wakanda. She is an actual character. I think she just goes by her name, but
Right.
she does have. Let's see. I want to say she has powers. Let's see.
I'm not sure she does or not. I'm not sure.
They say that she might be a mutant. Okay. I'm into fan base right now. She can go near invisibility and light beam projection, and she absorbs and reflects light. So she does have abilities. They just don't clarify what they are.
Or maybe she doesn't have it in this universe. She's just smart. Maybe.
Maybe not yet, because again, this is like the origin of a lot of characters.
Right. Oh, even the security guard is from the comics. The guy with the high collar.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name.
Yeah, but I can't remember. But the high collar also acknowledges the character. His name is that he's wearing on his jacket, and there's also a high collar. And I think he's a villain, but I
Well,
can't
that
remember.
makes sense.
But again, countless Easter eggs in here. This is 10 episodes. What was your favorite moment? Oh, before we do that, who was that speed kid?
You mean with the equipment that was running around?
Yeah.
I thought that was. I didn't double check their names on that one because I thought that was the Wizard.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
This is a character. I could be wrong. I didn't double check that couple's team name.
And who's the girl with the second in charge of the Scorpion Gang? Because she had green hair, so I'm thinking like part of Hydra. That one girl, the one lady from Hydra with green hair.
Oh, you're thinking of Lady Hydra.
Yeah.
I don't think she would be Lady Hydra. She doesn't give me that kind of vibe. Is her name Carmilla?
I mean, it sounds Spanish, and then that's a Spanish gang, or a Latin gang.
So, oh yeah, no, there is a character, Carmilla Black. She was a member of the Scorpions. She is a villain character. Wow, she's been in a lot of stuff. She was in World War Hulk, Gauntlet. Okay, and she does get abilities. She gets toxic immunity, a stinger, idealized physical condition. She becomes kind of like a super soldier. Her name is Carmilla Black.
Not who I thought it was. Okay. Now I was
favorite
asking
scenes.
Your favorite scene.
So a little bit tough to say. I can't really choose a favorite scene. I will say one of my most shocking scenes that caught me off guard. When the Scorpion first attacks Tombstone's gang, he uses his tail on one of the members and gets him square in the chest. And then when he pulls it out, I was like, is that blood? I was shocked because up until that point, the show's been pretty, like, there's a lot of action and whatnot, but
no, they did it with Peter. He got stabbed in the back through the chest, back and went through the chest by the tail.
Yes, but that was after this. One of the gang members got in the gut.
Oh,
that whole sequence got bloody, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And for even like a kid's cartoon, I thought it was like a kid's cartoon by that point, because usually kids' cartoons, you'll get violence, but you won't get blood.
Right.
Is what I'm getting at. That threw me off. Not that I hated it. It's just that it was just shocking to think of. Because you got to remember, like, prior to that, we're watching episodes of him trying to get cats out the tree.
Right. He was doing basic stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I enjoyed various moments, like the moment where Doc Ock is about to be arrested and you see the tentacles coming down.
Yes.
Yes.
That's very Spider-Man 2 from Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
Very. And I love Doc Ock's look because, again, reminiscent right straight from the comic book pages and their 1967 cartoon. So it was just, I was like loving that.
And I do love the dynamic between him and Osborn. In this case, I'm going to say Norman because, like,
well, he's
he becomes the father figure. He's like the dark Uncle Ben, as it were. He's like the opposite of Tony Stark, really.
No, exactly. On multiple levels. And he just says, with great power comes great respect.
Yes.
A twist on the iconic saying. You're showing more about Osborn there.
Yeah, his mentality about things.
Right.
Do you have a favorite scene?
I enjoyed the testing of the costumes. I enjoyed it. And I did enjoy it when he's wearing the Foundation suit, and then he's talking to Norm, but he's not really paying attention. And Norm's like looking at him, going like, shut it,
And he
quiet.
takes off the mask.
Yeah, and then Harry's right there. It's like, dude, you're Spider-Man. Huh? No, I'm not.
Oh, what when the was it Firebug or the fire guy? He's like, "Did you double check the address?"
Dude, you burned the wrong house or the wrong building. It looked like a shithole. So yeah, it's like, yeah.
The
So that
quips
was a
on
good one.
here, the quips are pretty funny.
Yeah. Before my favorite scene though, I felt so bad for Lonnie
Yes.
because this guy had so much potential. He was smart, extremely athletic. The captain of this football
Hmm.
team.
And even till the end, he was actually pretty genuine about a
No,
lot of
yeah,
things.
he was responsible. Being a big brother and responsible kid. Hey mom, I'll look at the car if to see if we can save some money.
Hmm.
I'll check it out. Blah blah. Like he was being like a single father
Yeah.
with multiple jobs.
And in
And
reality, he's like he was looking after his brother. He's like
right,
he stepped in there. I
right. He took
get
yes. I'm saying
why he was jumping in more as he spent more time with the gang because as one that's trying to like be that responsible, he feels like he has a second family now with this gang and
a
he
little
wants to
bit.
take
Yeah.
responsibility. And the way they pitched themselves is that they were technically protecting their neighborhood at the
Hmm.
same time. So for him, he's like, we're the good guys.
They are. They're like I guess like in a weird way, Robin Hood and the
Exactly.
gang of
So
thieves.
it's that twisted mentality about it. I think by the end, even though he's still like in touch with his mother, he's gonna turn into like a dual life, and clearly he's gonna go more criminal. But I think the reason why he's going more criminal is because he knows he can't go back. His
Right.
skin is changing. He's got the
Hmm. Hmm.
powers. He can't live a normal life.
Yeah. No, that's true too. Now, it's kind of a tie up with the favorite because you have the final scene, the finale, with Doctor Strange, Peter, and this symbiote, and trying to break into this world. Stuff going on, like he's trying to figure it out. That he's paying attention to what Doctor Strange is doing. It's like, dude, really, you could do that? Them trying to race to close the portal, all that stuff. But also being a big Daredevil fan, I got to give it to that. And then having Charlie Cox voice it and seeing the stunt work in that
Yeah.
and showing like what he does with his Billy Club because we don't really don't see it in the live action, and haven't really seen it in the any other animated rendition that he throws the Billy Club just like Captain America's shield. It bounces, ricochets off, and then hits the target.
Yeah. Because I remember it's been argued that other than Hawkeye, Daredevil's probably the next best one to work that shield and perfectly land it every time.
Right. And then the Billy Club, when he's talking to Finesse at the end, that the Billy Club, just like the comics, comes out like with a grappling hook.
Yeah.
They got this right. They didn't pull back their punches on this. They just really they went all out, just like they did with Into the Spiderweb, just like how they did with the live action original Daredevil. In my opinion, they knocked that out of the park here,
Yeah.
and is done beautifully.
The
My
comic book
weakest moment.
the comic book stylings of the panels.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, yes. I'm saying that's what you forget is like a living comic book in our face when they bring those panels back once in a while. I also did appreciate where the movie night and the VHS they have Predator, which is like looks like a bootleg version, and then like I want to say maybe Tomb Raider or Indiana Jones, but it looks like a cover of Pitfall from
Yeah.
Atari. And there's another movie I couldn't remember they showed, and I was like kind of funny. And then a VHS. No kid today knows what a VHS is. To me, that's awesome. Those two
I
actually.
think they tied that because he found that VHS player,
No,
VCR.
he found it. No, he found a DVD player.
It was a DVD. I thought it was a
Yeah,
VCR.
just like
Tom
in
Holland.
the MC. Yeah, he comes in
Mhm.
with the headphones on. Hey, Aunt May, I just found a great DVD player. Blah blah blah. Starts talking and then sees him on the couch. And my only weak moment of
Fusion.
the spider
Yeah,
of that spider thing
the
is
whole
just
time
going
loop
like
thing. Yeah.
it's like I just wish there was a better explanation, but it is what it is. Do you have a weak moment?
No. I mean, the couple the one is with the razor in the hand and the running around, those two. I didn't
Razor in
really
the hand.
yeah, the
Razor in the hand.
girlfriend who had the energy hands that she would cut.
Tarantula.
That's who she was supposed to be? She was supposed to be
Yeah.
Tarantula?
Yeah, she had the red streak hair
Uh,
and Tarantula has those little daggers that come out that look like the kid from Mortal Kombat, that creature
but
from Mortal Kombat.
he also has them on his boots. So Oh.
What boots? What?
Yeah, Tarantula has them on his shoes too. Stingers.
No, that's Tarantula, the martial artist. I'm talking about the female.
Oh, I didn't know there was a female.
That was her.
I'm saying
Tarantula.
okay, but I'm just saying.
But okay, yeah, I was confused. You were talking about Tarantula, the martial artist with the black mask, with the red bodysuit,
Yeah, that's the one I'm
and the
familiar
spider.
with. Yeah.
Right? No,
Yeah.
there's a female tarantula. That was her. Her hands comes out.
Mm-hmm.
She's part of like a not a not. I'm not sure how recent or they're still doing it. Heroes for Hire, like Shang-Chi, Colleen, Mystic Knight. They formed a group of Heroes for Hire,
Mm-hmm.
and Tarantula was part of that. That was part of Worldwide Hawk or when he came to attack. I can't remember what it was, but they all teamed up. So yes, and that runner, like I found it funny though. Like it's like you have those machines just covering your thighs down to your feet, your hips going that fast.
He's supposed to be speed dimming.
Yeah, I understand that, but the thing is, like his hips, since it's not where it's not waist down, it's just his thighs, mid thigh and down. You would think going that fast that his hips would be like breaking apart.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So no bad moments, you think, for you?
At the moment, none that come to immediate mind. Granted, I'm flooded with dopamine from nostalgia, Easter
Right.
eggs.
Yes.
So I'm
So
getting a
much.
lot. I'm getting a lot. I mean, I'm
Yes.
sure I would say this is more geared towards OG fans. I can see a potential where new people may not be as into it. You know?
I don't understand because I think it's awesome. I think for anyone new into the Spider-Man or you're familiar with Spider-Man, and if you saw Into the Spider-Verse, you would think this is awesome. Again, it's another story, another origin story for Spider-Man, but not just for him. It's for other people too. It's Tombstone, well, Tarantula, Speed Demon, like those guys who got the powers and stuff like that. Unicorn, soon the Rhino, Connors, Cho, all those guys. There's a lot of origins happening, or the foundation starting to happen before they become who they become. So I mean, Disney with their Marvel content and Disney content it's a lot of misses,
Yeah.
but it seems like their anime presentation does very well in
Mhm.
comparison to the live action.
Well, that's like we used to say that about DC. Like their animated movies used to just knock it out the park.
Well, it's because that's what we're used to. We're more comfortable with that, and it's a little more believable.
True.
On Rotten Tomatoes, 97% by the critics, 71% by the audience. Where do you fall?
I don't like giving out such high scores willy nilly, but I'm leaning towards the critic. I'm going to give it a 95. This is a great show.
It's a great season. I'm with the critics as well. Definitely worth the watch. Forgot Thunderbolt Ross makes an appearance.
Yeah, I will say
Oh, man.
this. I just, while we were talking, I just double checked because I was able to find the Marvel Cinematic Universe fandom. And under the original title, Spider-Man Freshman Year is what season 1 is considered. They announced second season, Spider-Man Sophomore Year.
Which makes sense.
And the third season is in development.
Junior year, and then senior year. They're probably doing like a high school years.
Well,
So
I mean, if it goes in the same motion of the Tom Holland movies, they may not get to senior year, but still, like 3 seasons, if they keep up with what they're doing, it's going to be great.
But why wouldn't they do 4 years?
Because like in the third movie, they rebooted everything and things changed.
That's different. That's different for.
I'm just saying the Tom Holland franchise of Spider-Man is the closest to this that we have. So
Well, it follows a lot of.
There's a lot of parallels.
A lot of parallels to the MCU, yes.
Clearly, this is a starkly different thing. And we don't know when they finish out the next Spider-Verse movie how that's going to affect the series too.
If it does anything, because it's been pushed back.
Exactly.
It's like, oh. Well, we'll see. All right, guys, that is our marvelous review of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Have you seen it? What was your favorite one? Who is your favorite character? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Until next time, will be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adon.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.